Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next, I suppose Airspeed builds video. I think I've done a few of these before, at the very least one I think, where I did a Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set, and I've been saying in some of my more recent videos that I was going to do some Bionicle videos, and yeah, only delay on those is that they've only recently actually come out here in Ireland, and so far I only have one, this one obviously, which I got today for my birthday, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be opening this up, building it, and I suppose a little tiny review at the end, just so the video is not that long. But yeah, what I'm going to be building today is the new Bionicle 2015 line. This is one of the cheaper sets, which is the Protectors, and this one's the Protector of Ice. The main reason I got this one was because I think of all the Protectors, this one looked the best. And because the first Toa I'm going to get is definitely going to be Kopaka. I'll probably be getting that one tomorrow, doing a video on it as well, like this. And realistically, with all of the Bionicles that I get, I'll probably do a video like this with them. So just to say that, and obviously the idea here is that you get the Protector, you get the Toa, and they combine together into a kind of Super Toa. So that's pretty cool, reference to the original Bionicle stuff. But yeah, let's just get into this. Box, fairly self-explanatory. It's got the new hexagon shape. Even though it's not a regular hexagon, it's still a pretty interesting shape. Not a canister, which I know a lot of people are concerned about, but still, it's a box. You can store the stuff in this box. It's not plastic. Number there is just because I got it in Argos over here. Really weird thing, actually, a side note on that, is that in the new Argos catalogue, they don't actually have Bionicles in it at all. But they do have 5 of the Protectors on the website. So, of the 13 Bionicle sets that are out right now, they have 5 of them. They have the Protector of Ice, Water, Fire, Earth, and Jungle. They don't have the Protector of Stone, they don't have any of the Toa, they don't have the Lord of Skull Spiders, just 5 of the Protectors. I assume they'll update eventually, but it seems really weird that they just have 5 of the 6 Protectors. Really weird. And especially weird that they don't have the 6 main sets, which are obviously the Toa, who are the named characters in the series. But yeah, there's the front of the box. Back of the box is just explaining some of the stuff. The new headpiece, mask, the new launcher piece that these things have, and the fact that you get a skull spider, which should be cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is obviously the first one that I have. So yeah, I'll just cut open the box, and yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, I was mainly into Bionicle back when it first came out in 2001, and the Toa Nuva for 2002. I really only stuck with it for those two kind of waves of Bionicle, and then after that I wasn't massively into it, but definitely when I heard that they were re-releasing them and stuff like that, I got very into it. Partly excited because I got a few of the Hero Factory sets, because when I first heard about Hero Factory, it kind of looked like Bionicle, so I was interested in checking it out. So when I heard that they were doing Bionicles in this new kind of construction style, as it's called, I was very interested. But yeah, here's the booklet. Definitely be using that to build it. And how many bags do we get here? So that's all that's in the box. And yeah, just one bag of stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, let's just open this, spread it out. Okay, so let's move the camera down so we can actually see what we have here. Obviously, big disc piece, which is the weapon, foot piece. There's the new kind of armor pieces that they're using as the torsos for the Protector, and some of the armor pieces on the Toa. I think this white one is actually one of the only different coloured bits that you get of it in the whole series. But yeah, you get a couple of those. There's the new launcher piece. So yeah, just spreading some of these out a bit. Here's the new mask. Looked really cool, actually. Just the idea that it's kind of transparent and then kind of transition into a more solid colour. But I think that it's just painted white on parts. Still looks really cool, actually. And where's the new headpiece? There's the skull spider mask, which is the skull spiders. Here's the new headpiece. Pretty cool, but yeah, other than that, we got some transparent blue pieces. And yeah, so let's get down to actually building this. So yeah, okay. Oh, little comic actually in the set is pretty nice. So yeah, what are they doing? Protector, Kopaka's there. And so yeah, the story for the new Bionicle is actually fairly simple so far. On the Bionicle website, I think the first 4 episodes are up there. There's a little web miniseries. It's like 1.5 minute episodes. Very simple. Like it seems like it's one guy doing all of the voice work. But yeah, it's just that obviously in the past the Mask Maker and Makuta were brothers. They fought. They're kind of things of the past now, and then Skull Spiders are attacking. So the Protectors called the Toa down, but when the Toa arrive, they don't know how to be heroes, but have the reflexes to be heroes. So the Protectors kind of have to protect and teach them how to be as powerful as they can be, or something like that. It's actually interesting that the Protectors are the more capable characters initially. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, but I heard they're doing books, so the books should hopefully expand out the characters and stuff like that. Because right now it seems like they're doing really weird things with the characters. Like Kopaka's this kind of clumsy oaf character, which is pretty interesting given that he looks like a Spartan or something like that. But yeah, here we go. So we start off by making... Put this in the back actually. Let's move these pieces out. So we start off by just putting the Skull Spider together. So here we go, Skull Spider, and then we get the legs. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and the last leg is... Yeah, I'm not really one for organising my pieces that much, so sorry if this takes a while. Oh, here we go, over here. Last piece of the leg. So yeah, we just attach these on the 4 different points. And yeah, these seem to be the villains in the first wave. I don't really know the character of the Lord of Skull Spiders just yet. I don't think anyone really does. But yeah, they're just these spiders. They all have like various powers. Like some of them are really quick, some of them can jump high, I think, some of them are stronger. But yeah, fairly just basic, and I suppose the idea is obviously that this is a mask in addition to being the body of the spider, and yeah, obviously like link onto the Toa's head and kind of close in around it. So it works pretty cool, just that you get a little villain to go with most of the hero characters in the first wave, and I think the main kind of actual villain characters are most of the second wave, in that I think the summer Bionicle sets are going to be, the only hero character is you get the Mask Maker, Ekimu, I think is his name, in one of the sets, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, Skull Spider, basic. Next we get this bit here, and these 2 blue pieces. Where's the other one? Here we go. And we stick them in like so. So, yep, and then we get the main torso bit here, and just stick it on through these 2 sections. Cool. So yeah, that's the basic torso bit. Next we get this bit, which is, I think this is what the other armor bit actually links onto. So this bit goes on this way here. And yeah, that's a cool thing about these construction kind of bits. They just have these kind of big bits of armor and stuff like that. They have like proper hands and stuff like that, which the original like Bionicles when they first came out didn't really. Like what was it, Tahu had 2 things that looked like guns for his hands initially. Let's turn the page here, and then we just put this aside and start making the legs. Here's the leg piece. It's the protector foot bit anyway. Pretty interesting. Not the best looking piece, but it kind of works that they're different from the bigger leg pieces that the Toa have. But yeah, and then we get these black bits, and we obviously do this twice. Here's the other leg. Yeah, I'm definitely more into these kind of more action figure type Lego stuff. I have a bunch of other Lego sets, but definitely these kind of more action figure type ones are more suited to me, being more of a Transformers fans than anything. But definitely like a Bionicle I probably cite as probably one of the main reasons why I like Avatar so much, because I suppose for me the whole idea of elemental stuff like that, which Avatar deals so heavily with, was for me pretty much introduced in Bionicle, seeing as it came out before Avatar. But I think that's definitely one of the reasons I jumped so heavily into Avatar when it first came out, just because Bionicle had the whole fire, earth, water, air bit as well. But yeah, there we go. Cool. These obviously are called like bone pieces, and interesting that they have transparent pieces as them. So we'll see how it looks in the end. But right now, it seems pretty interesting. And then we put these on this way. So that's actually the back kind of armor piece. Let me just attach it there, and that's what we're looking like so far. I assume next we're going to build the arms. No, actually, we're going to armor up the torso and legs first, which is interesting. I think what I've seen of the Toa so far is like you build the skeleton first and then you build the other sections, but obviously not with this one. But yeah, let's see, we put the armor bits on the sides here. And this is definitely where you can like choose the way to do this yourself. Like for me, I'd probably much prefer to put them on like front ways rather than sideways, but it really, I suppose, doesn't matter too much. That's where some of the making your own kind of creations comes in. But yeah, we just put those on like that, and then we start to make the torso bit. So here's where we use our new bit. I actually really like the look of this as a kind of a Bionicle armor bit, and we just stick this onto one of these bits. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And obviously all the Hero Factory parts work perfectly well with these. Oh, there's a bit I actually forgot to put on from earlier on. I actually had to put one of these bits on the front. So that's pretty cool. And you can see like that this bit has the kind of connections for those kind of rods, and then it also has one of the kind of ball joint bits to actually stick armor bits on. So that's really nice. And yeah, we just stick this on the front, and that's the main torso. It's a bit like, kind of sticks out a bit too much maybe, but works definitely, not too bad. And we move on to the next page. And then yeah, this is where we make the arms. Okay, so we use this grey armor bit plus the transparent fist piece. Okay, so there we have it. And then we just stick this on here and make the other arm. Okay. And yeah, I kind of really like this construction kind of building system that they have here. Just the way it uses kind of ball joints a lot, that it adds articulation plus points to add extra stuff on, since everything uses that kind of ball joint system. And next we put this over here. Next we're making the shoulder armor pieces. So it's pretty interesting that I suppose they're giving these guys such big armor pieces on the sides as well. But yeah, just put these together as well. And these bits go onto the shoulders this way. And obviously, like which exact way you orientate these pieces is completely up to you, I suppose. But this is the way it's actually telling you to build. And overall, it's making a pretty nice armored figure here, and you can definitely see where the potential for the bigger Toa sets comes in. But we move on. And yeah, here we start to use the head bit. So we get our head piece and the new kind of brain stalk bit, which here, and we just stick it in the top and then put our little red connector piece through. And then yeah, this is obviously the system for kind of launching the masks off. It's one of the kind of play features here. You just kind of have the mask on and this kind of hits it off. And yeah, put our head on. And I kind of like that you know, unlike the previous ones for the 2001, 2002 sets, where it was kind of just, it was a grey face with the kind of X shape for putting the masks on because of the way they went on. This one is just kind of like a face on its own, and then it kind of, the connection ports are more on the sides, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, overall, it's a nice kind of shape, even without the mask on just yet. But yeah. Next we have our instructions with sound effects. Click apparently is going to happen. And yeah, this seems to be one of those kind of parts that doesn't really like come apart. Like it's going to be difficult to actually take this apart. So let me make sure to get this the right way. So yeah, we just click this in the top, and yeah, as you can see, it's kind of like, you probably could get it out, but like it'd be, you just kind of push these two bits at the bottom together and you could get it back out. But yeah, there we're making the weapon this time. The launcher kind of shooter system, and yeah, okay, so we get these two black bits, and sorry, I actually just do not know the name of most of the Lego parts, so that's completely my fault. And yeah, we just put these two black rods in, and then stick this black bit on, and yeah, get this grey bit, and we stick it through the front, comes out the back, connect with this yellow kind of joiner bit, another one of these red rods, and then a gear bit, which is obviously one of the big returning things with the new Bionicle. I don't think any Hero Factory sets really had any like gear functions. Maybe some of the bigger sets did, but I can't really remember. But it was definitely a big bit of part of Bionicle, and it's probably the bit of the new Bionicle that adds complexity. Because the Hero Factory, if there was any problem with them, it is just a basic skeleton with armor bits on it, and there's no real complex builds to it. But yeah, next up, what we're doing is we use this new bit. I've never seen this bit before. So what are we doing here? Put our red bit in the side, just a little bit in. Then we stick the blue section in here, and we stick this in. Whoa, where's that? What's it asking us to do here? How does this lock it in place? Little bit confused here. Oh, here. Oh, cool. Completely didn't see how to do that, but yeah, you just connect this bit on. Am I doing this wrong? Oh, I have this in the wrong hole actually. My mistake. Goes in this top one, so that when you actually slide it through all the way, it connects up with this bit on the side. So that's cool. Yep, I was just being an idiot there. And yeah, just connect through. Tight connection. Really tight actually. Wow, this bit's not coming out. But yeah, that's in solidly there. Now we get one of these L-shaped pieces. Stick this in here, and then we stick our pretty cool bit like the mask. That's a, you know, a transparent piece of plastic painted to look like a kind of ice sword bit. Stick that on the front. Definitely getting towards the end of the build here. And then we turn it around and just stick a bunch of these bits on. So yeah, you get loads of these actually. The gun fits 6 of them on, and how many extra do you get? Obviously definitely a good idea that they give you loads of these little stud pieces. Because inevitably, you know, kids are going to lose these things. But yeah, you get, how many more extra? 6 more extra, that's pretty nice. You get a bunch more extras, so that's nice. Ammunition, of course. And it's in a pretty nice colour, that transparent blue here. The ice kind of colour ones. And then we give this to him in his hand underneath. What way is that asking me to put it in his hand? Like this. So there we go. Holding it like that. Underslung minigun type thing with a sword on the side. That's pretty nice. And then, oh yeah, I completely forgot he actually has a second weapon. how could I forget the biggest piece in the set, basically? But yeah, let's move our guy out to the side, and yeah, use our final red bit, our Technic rod piece, our other gear, and connect that. You get this little black bit. Put our other L-shaped piece in. Whoopsie daisy. Put a bit in there and slot this through here. Okay, that's obviously have to do something else here with the next part. Okay, so this is a unique piece as well. I've never seen this one before. It's got a connector for those kind of X-shaped rods on the end, but it's one of those kind of plug-in bits at the top. Then we get this bit and put it over the top. And we plug this over this one to keep it in place. So that works out pretty well. So obviously you can turn through that bit. So that's pretty useful. And then we just stick our blade on the front. Doesn't matter which way you do it. Okay, so it's kind of closed off on this side. The little pieces, the little kind of holes are kind of closed on this side, but open on this side. The indentations on this side. Completely up to you which way you put it on, I suppose. But we'll just put it on this side. And yeah, so you can. So the idea is that he holds it here, and you just swivel this bit, and it spins. Pretty nice. And we also put this in his other hand. And then we put his mask on. Okay, last two steps. Yeah, this guy likes his underslung weapons that you hold kind of on the bottom. And then, yeah, that's the mask. Now, one thing I've definitely heard about these sets is that the mask, kind of how they're connected, isn't the strongest. So yeah, it's definitely not like a massive click when you put the mask on. It's just a kind of like, you can tell it's on, but it's a little bit loose. But like, you have to hit it pretty hard to, like, I suppose, just randomly kind of get it off. But yeah, overall that's our set. Is there any other instructions? Nope. So yeah, there's our guy. Talk about him more in a minute. In terms of extra pieces, let me just show you these. What do we have here? As I said before, we get our 6 spare studs for the gun. We get an extra one of these kind of, I don't know what to call this, spacer bits for these kind of plug-in bits, and you get a double-ended one of those. Again, my lack of knowledge of what Lego pieces actually are really coming out heavily here, but yeah, not many spare pieces. And then the actual set is obviously our Skull Spider in kind of grey, silvery grey, gunmetal grey, or something like that, and our Protector of Ice here. So yeah, now first of all, I suppose let's see the action features in action. This guy has 2 of them, obviously. One is just the spinning shield saw of death, which is pretty cool. I wonder if would there be a way using this system to make it so that it's more, rather than having it like so that the saw bit comes out this way, that you have it actually like facing out this way, so it's more of an actual kind of like a saw for sawing things rather than just a kind of shield thing that spins. Probably be hard to make because you have to create a system that like is really kind of long this way. And I definitely don't have enough pieces in this this theme construction to actually make that happen. But definitely be interested if anyone like is more knowledgeable of Lego. Is there any way to actually make a kind of proper saw type thing using this system? But yeah, that's that one. And then let's see how this works. This is obviously the big new bit. I'll actually take it off his hand for a minute to show this. Now, obviously the idea here is that, I'll actually even take this off just to show you more clearly. This, obviously you turn this and it's going to fire these out, because you can sort of see in the middle there. I'll just take this off for a second. Yeah, you can sort of see there the little, there's a circle of yellow kind of indented up. You can see the little bit that's gonna like gonna be, oh, how to describe this? It's just a little bit off the circle that is gonna bump off the bottom of these studs and just send them flying. So let's actually see how this works in practice. So let's stick this last one on and fire. So let's see. Oh, that fires them pretty fast. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. That's a really cool thing, the way they designed that. Actually, it works really well. Like, obviously I'm just firing them against the wall, but well, you get some range with this thing. Wouldn't say it's very accurate though, in that it is just a little piece of plastic kind of like frictioning these things out of a tight kind of socket. But yeah, it works really well actually. I can definitely see kids having a lot of fun just shooting these things at each other. And very interesting that they only put these in the protector set. Like, none of the Toa have an actual like gun type weapon. But yeah, and this connects on like so to him, and yeah, pretty cool. You know, two weapons, both have functions, and then overall just a pretty nice figure. Then the final function of it's going to be a case with nearly all of the figures is obviously the mask ejection feature, where you just slam down on the brain stalk and it sends the mask flying off, which is pretty nice. And yeah, so yeah, mask comes off, and obviously the skull spider mask can actually go on, and as you can see, it's got the kind of two pieces on the sides that link on. Obviously you can do it a couple of ways. You can take the legs off and just use it as a normal mask, or just stick it on with the legs sticking out like so. Looks cool either way, but I think the idea for this is that you kind of position it so that it looks like the legs wrap around the face. A little bit harder to position it, but probably overall gets a better look. Yeah, just the positioning the kind of legs at the back here is a little bit awkward. It's not even on properly just yet. Okay, here we go. So yeah, looks a bit better. You can really get the sense of that thing is actually possessing it. Like, it's not just a mask stuck on, that it actually has the kind of legs on the back to keep it stuck on. So you know, cool. Just overall cool play features. You know, you buy a hero character and you just get a little villain character for it to fight. Just these kind of little army of spiders. And yeah, if you end up buying like all of the Toa, all of the protectors, you end up with 12 of these things. And then the Lord of Skull Spiders, does he actually come with a separate one of these? I don't actually know that. I probably won't be getting the Lord of Skull Spiders, just because from what I've seen, I haven't been massively impressed with him. But yeah, let's talk about the figure himself, not with the weapons away actually, first of all. Okay, I guess he's keeping that blue bit for now. And yeah, let's take this off. So yeah, this is the main build of the Protector of Fire. Let me just actually bring in one of my Hero Factory guys for a minute to give you an idea. I think this is roughly the size that one of the Toas is going to be. So this is not actually a normal Hero Factory one. This is one I built from like parts of a lot of them. But fundamentally it's the same size as one of the normal Hero Factory sets from I think the Brain Attack wave. Obviously, like, this is just a kind of custom build I did. As you can see, the two shoulder armor bits are different colors. This weapon in this configuration isn't actually on any of the sets, but it just gives you a size comparison between the protectors and what I assume the size of the Toa will be. Like with Kopaka, who's obviously the kind of the hero for this protector, he's much bulkier. Like, he has much more armor up here, and his legs especially are much more armored than this guy. But yeah, still got some stuff going on here. And yeah, this guy was actually the first time I actually made a kind of, I suppose, mock myself using this construction team. And yeah, it's really fun to build with. Like, I was wondering, like, how are they going to make a weapon that's a little bit different than some of them, and I made this kind of a sword staff thing that's kind of like Donatello's staff from the new Turtle show. But yeah, anyway, the main thing here is this Protector of Ice, and yeah, overall, you know, small, but pretty nice for the sort of price you pay for it. The colors work actually really well. I think just that it is you've kind of got white armor on the outside as like the heavy armor, and then underneath you've got this kind of main body made out of primarily transparent blue parts, and especially with the way the mask kind of blends from like the top is transparent blue down to white, where there's like white all around it. It just really works really well. And then yeah, you've got the black bone pieces and some silver as well. Not sure if it would be a good idea maybe to like if these bits were the same color as this, or if this was white. I think maybe this being white instead of black would have worked better. But overall, it's just, I think it works really well. Definitely the in terms of articulation, you've got hips, you've got knees, you've got ankle. So you've got your main kind of ball joints here and the legs. Arms a little bit lacking in that you've only got shoulder and wrist, because it obviously only uses one part here in the arm. There's no actual elbow, so there's obviously a way to upgrade them at some point. You probably use like some of the extra, if you get some of these parts, to make a kind of small elbow there. Keep the arms the kind of similarly sized, but overall it works really well. There's the side profile of him. Doesn't look too bad. I was worried when building him that this would be sticking out a bit too much to the front and back, but not really. It works fine. From the back, he doesn't look too bad. That was my problem with some of the more basic Hero Factory guys. That there was nothing on their back. You could like literally like if you take off this armor bit, and with most of them you wouldn't even get this bit at the back. So you'd basically be just straight up looking at the frame, the kind of black main bit from the back. There's nothing there. So I really appreciate that they actually have back armor there to cover that up. And the only bit it's a little bit lacking is obviously you can still see this part of the torso, but just by replacing this bit with one of the larger kind of armor bits, you could definitely fix that. So that works pretty nicely. Like I could almost see something like where you could do it like where you could just swap the position of like use this big armor bit for the back, and then use this bit as the kind of anchor point for this one. I might actually just try that now just to see how it looks. So put this bit on the front, because this bit's big enough to cover the front to like block it. It just maybe misses out some of the kind of effect of seeing some of the transparent blue through the front, but you do cover up more of the back with this bit. So that's a potential idea, because you really like what you gain is obviously you can't really see the kind of back kind of bit as much because this is a bigger armor bit. You lose the little bit of effect in the middle and the general kind of color scheme of the armor covering transparency, but overall really cool. And then obviously like some of the other stuff you could potentially do is have these armor bits facing out front, which let me just try that, see does that work any better. Not really, I suppose it works with having it at the side, because it makes it kind of look a little bit bare that there is nothing attached into the front. But still, really cool actually, I'm really impressed. I'll probably be getting Kopaka tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to get a review up tomorrow just because I'm doing the podcast. But yeah, I'll definitely have the Kopaka review up, like build/review up at some stage next week. I'm really excited now because obviously the Toa sets are bigger than the Protector sets, and I've been pretty impressed with this Protector. Realistically, I don't see myself getting many more of the Protectors, just because I'm definitely more into the named characters, and I think the differences in the Toa builds are a lot more bigger than the differences in the Protector builds. So yeah, for sure, like any Bionicle I do get from this new wave, I will be doing a video for. But I'm not going to be getting them like really quickly, like because it's my birthday. Obviously, I'm going to be getting this one and Kopaka, and then just over the next couple of weeks, I'll probably like get Tahu then, and then an Onua, and then work on the other three cheaper Toa. But yeah, just finish up by putting this thing back together, all armored up. And yeah, overall really cool. I really think these protectors are cool. These are the basically the Matoran sets, I suppose, if you were comparing it back to 2001, 2002, and that old Bionicle story. And yeah, a lot more in-depth than those builds. Let me just check the instructions. Did they tell you how to do the combined build in this book or what? So there's the Mask of... I think that's the Mask of Creation, or is it Life? I can't really remember. It shows how in-depth the story is. So, oh yeah, is it just online you go to find the combined build? But it really all it looks like is you put the gold mask on Kopaka, which you get with Kopaka. You put the weapon in Kopaka's hands. Is that it? Yeah, it pretty much just looks like that. You just take the weapons from the protector, give them both to Kopaka, and put Kopaka in his adrenaline mode with the kind of his own weapons on him in different ways. Oh, and you do a little bit of a kind of alteration to his own weapons, actually. His spear, it looks like you replace the front of his spear with the kind of sword bit that you get with the protector. So a little bit more than I'd expect. But yeah. And then there's all the Toa, which are obviously the main guys. Really looking forward to getting Kopaka, who's definitely, for me, the best looking of all of these new sets. But yeah, there it is. The Protector of Ice. So yeah, thanks for watching this review, and bye.